They didn't scream. They didn't cry in front of you. They didn't send the long paragraph text at 2 a.m. They just went quiet. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any argument ever could. You've seen this person. Maybe you are this person. The one who shuts down instead of blowing up. The one who disappears instead of begging. The one who would rather carry the pain alone than let anyone see them break. Most people look at that silence and think, weakness. But psychology says something that will completely change how you see this. That silence, that disappearing, that choosing to go cold instead of falling apart, it's not weakness. It is one of the rarest forms of mental strength a human being can have. And by the end of this video, you will never look at a quiet person the same way again. Let's decode it. First, let's understand what's actually happening inside. Because when someone goes quiet after being hurt, it looks like shutdown from the outside. But inside, their brain is doing something incredibly sophisticated. Psychologists call it emotional containment. It's the ability to feel something deeply, anger, betrayal, grief, and choose not to let it explode outward. Most people can't do this. When the average person feels pain, they react, they call, they text, they post. They need someone to witness their pain to make it feel valid. But the person who goes quiet, they've learned, often through years of experience, that not every emotion needs an audience. Research in emotional psychology shows that people who practice containment have significantly stronger prefrontal cortex activity, the part of the brain responsible for judgment, decision-making, and long-term thinking. In simple terms, without anyone watching the process. Sign 2. They've stopped explaining themselves. There was a time they used to justify their feelings. Explain why they were hurt. Defend their emotions to people who weren't even trying to understand. Then one day, they stopped. Not because they gave up, but because they realized the right people don't need an explanation, and the wrong people will never accept one anyway. That realization? That's emotional maturity at its highest level. Sign 3. They absorb before they respond. Psychologist Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and truth is, It is a strength, but it can also become a prison. Some people have been quiet for so long that they've forgotten how to ask for help. They've been self-sufficient through so much pain. That vulnerability now feels like weakness to them. And they carry weights that were never meant to be carried alone. Research in trauma psychology shows that chronic emotional suppression, even when done with discipline and intention, can lead to anxiety, emotional numbness, and burnout over time. The strength isn't in never showing your pain. The strength is in choosing who deserves to see it. There's a difference between protecting your energy from people who don't deserve it and isolating yourself from everyone who does. If you recognize yourself in this video, hear this. Your strength is real. Your silence makes sense. But you are also allowed to be held. You are also allowed to be seen. You are also allowed to say, "This is too heavy and I need help." That's not weakness. That is the final level of strength. So let's bring this full circle. The person who goes quiet after being hurt is not broken, is not cold, is not indifferent. They are someone who has been through enough to know that their peace is worth protecting, their energy is worth guarding, and their healing belongs to them, not to an audience. They've done something most people spend a lifetime trying to learn. They've chosen themselves. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, consistently, every single day. And if that's you, I want you to know something. The world may not always understand you, but the right people, the ones who deserve your trust, they'll recognize your strength even in your silence. Drop a comment below. Are you someone who goes quiet when you're hurt? Or do you need to talk it out? I genuinely want to know. And if this video made you feel seen, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe, because on this channel, we don't just study psychology, we use it to understand ourselves. See you in the next one.